Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another Vinny Rip Productions video. I am Vinny, your host, also known as BNSF 6951. This is a model railroad channel. So if you guys are interested in run-up sessions, scratch builds, live streams, prototypes, and everything related to model railroads, this is the channel for you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down there. Hit the bell that's up there and give me those too. Anyhow, with all that being said, let's get on with the video, so come on in. This Vinny Rip production video brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. Don't forget the 5% discount code BNSS6951. And by Highways and Byways. Excellent graphics for your roads and streets on your model railroad. Alright guys and gals, I'm trying out a new intro as you've seen here at the beginning of this video, but I tell you what, today is November 11th, it is Veterans Day, and I want to thank all of those guys who have served for our country and are still serving for our country, because it makes things like these videos and playing with trains and all that kind of good stuff possible. Anyhow, I am feeling real generous today, so I'm going to be doing a three-fer. 3 videos in this one video. Yes sir, there's going to be 2 how-tos and 1 run session. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get on with the video. Be right back. Alright guys, we're here with Dave BNSF Scale, and he's going to be changing out some couplers on some scale trains, hoppers. These are for Roy Hardwick. And he's going to go ahead and put some microtrain couplers in there, and he is right now disassembling the car so he can get to the coupler boxes. And unfortunately, we can't find all the right screwdrivers that we need.
Got to take the little, what is that, cut lever?
The cut lever, yeah.
You got to take that, stuff it down behind the, pop it out and flip it over the other side of the coupler so it gets out of my way.
And that's just temporary, then you put it back to where?
Oh yeah, I'll put it back together.
Okay.
After the coupler is installed. Don't have my usual workstation here. It's going to be interesting.
You see, now he's claiming that he don't have the right coupler, the right station to work at. But he always brings his own stuff with him.
I just forget half of it. Alright, now it's stuck up underneath the crosswalk, so it's definitely not in the way now.
Okay, so what's the next step now?
I gotta find my...
Now what number couplers are you putting in there?
These are 10-15s, and basically all we need is the knuckles.
Oh, so you're going to take those apart?
These will have to be assembled, basically. Start with the trip pins. This is an important part. If you watch Erhard, he did a good video on assembling couplers. Basically, you got to make sure you file a little burr off the top that they leave when they cut these off. So you just got like a big giant roll of wire that they cut these off.
Right.
You just got to make sure there's no burrs on the top end you're sticking in here.
Mm-hmm.
And it should slide in. Easiest way is there's little nubs on these sprues. That way you don't have to look too close to see if you're getting it in the right end.
Now unfortunately guys, these couplers are so small that no matter how hard we're going to try, Dave's hands are going to be in the way.
So we got the first one in.
When you show something, put it right here in front of the lens.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. Okay.
One in. Yeah.
So he right now is installing the trip pins, and that's basically what's going to hold the couple together as he assembles the rest of it. He's taking all the burrs off of it so it slides into the hole nice and easy. And then when he's done, he'll probably check the coupler height with the correct gauge.
Leave them on the sprue, it makes it much easier. Okay, oops.
Let's see if I can move this camera around to get a better shot of what he's doing. So hang on, fellas, we'll be right back.
The loop end of the coupler sliding onto the coupler pin.
Hold your hand down a little further.
Okay.
There you go.
Then I will cut the whole thing off.
There you go. So he uses the screws as a helping hand when he does this.
And then you got that together.
And now I think the trickiest part's going to be putting the spring in there.
Special micro chains assembly tweezers.
And that's for the spring, or?
Well, that just holds the coupler together so it doesn't flap around.
Gotcha.
And I use my locomotive cradle to hold everything into place, so I got my hands free so I can actually install the spring.
There you go. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever tried putting these springs in there, but I gave up on them a long time ago. So when I buy couplers, I buy them already assembled. I'd rather pay the extra couple of bucks than try and mess around with the springs.
Yeah, with a model such as this, where to get the built-in coupler box, that's not easy to do. Putting assembled ones on. So you gotta put a little work into it.
Oh, don't do anything yet. Let me see, is that the spring, that little brass thing? Yep,
Yeah,
that's the
my
spring
little
right there.
yeah.
All right, he's going to pick it up with his X-Acto knife or his blade.
Yeah, it's a cheap little tester's model, I believe. Somebody gave it to me once upon a time, way back when. Whoops. It stayed on there really good. Get it back to the end. Right at the tip works the best.
And there you go.
It's in. Now is the tricky part because I don't have a magnetic screwdriver.
Well, you do that, because I know I have a magnetic. Well, I have that magnetic thing you gave me.
Yeah, it might be able to work. That would be a lot easier. I think we'll wait on the doohickey. So, these are some beautiful cars. Just a pain in the butt to change the couplers unless you find a good system. And this one works well for me. Yeah. Or just bring that magnetizer if you got it. It's lime green. That's why I bought it. So I wouldn't lose it. Yeah. See if I can magnetize this enough to hold on to the screw.
Worked.
Good one. All right. It worked.
Cool.
So basically you just get your screw and coupler lid all together here. You aim for the little bitty hole.
And we are doing this for Roy Hardwick on his scale training and Bachman
Oop. I think I missed
hoppers.
the hole. I believe I missed the hole.
You missed the hole.
Apparently. Spring is showing, it shouldn't be showing. Yeah, like in between the coupler and the post. Yeah, get it lined back up here. See if I can, whoop. Wow. It don't want to. Not my favorite screwdriver for this job. Try to What happens when you get old, you can't see. Ah, that's better. Okay, should work fairly well. And he's got a lot of paint on him, so I think I'm going to try removing the paint. But basically that is in. So we'll take this one back apart and see if we can't remove some of the paint. But that's basically how we do it here.
But isn't there, can't you put some graphite in there also?
Well, the paint is so thick that it kind of makes everything bind. Down here. There goes the spring. There. Get most of that paint off of her.
Is that the cover for the box?
Yeah, this is the casting color. It's light gray plastic, or maybe blue. Well, basically, you
Looks
want
gray to me.
get most of it off of there.
But that's the cover for the couple pocket, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then I think we'll try a little my paint remover inside the box.
I don't think you need to get that crazy.
Well, yeah, it'd probably work better, but I suppose we try it without. I know I didn't do it on mine, and they still were binding up a little bit. So I just loosened the screws. That's not always a good thing with tiny screws, though, because then they have a tendency to disappear. Oops. Put my spring back in.
No oops allowed.
Yeah, forgot a step here. Good, put my spring back in there. There we go. That's looking better. Yeah, see. Yeah, it's still binding, but go a quarter turn off of the screw, maybe that'll help. There, yeah, it popped out. Yeah, much better. Alright, seems to work good now. And now I just got to get my cut lever back under there. Come on, off of there. Fun. Tiny little pieces. Alright.
Now, for you guys that don't know, these are scale train rivet counter hoppers, and they have the cut levers on there that he's actually moving out of the way so he can do the work on the couplers.
And there she's back together.
And there you go. So that's one side done. And what we'll do is I'll show you guys the one car being completed, and then we'll cut the video from there. And I would have a run session for you guys in addition to this, with this build that he's doing. You know, I could have swore that I had done a video on both layouts at the train club. I thought I did, but I can't find it. It wasn't in my phone. And that's the only thing I used that night to record was my phone. I didn't take my camera with me. So he needs to remove the trucks and wheels just to get to the coupler box.
Loosen it up enough to get there. Tiny little pieces. Fun.
You guys that don't know, this tool right here is a magnetizer and a demagnetizer. So if you want something magnetized, you just shove it in this hole here like I'm magnetizing my finger right now. And if you want to demagnetize it, you put it in the top hole. And it seems to work pretty well.
Alright, now we get our other end of the coupler here, back into the loop part. And slide that over and
You see, I'm able to do that part. Getting the spring in is what I have problems with.
that's why I like to have two hands free. That's why I came up with this system. So I tried it on my other at home, and it's like it was not working. Try to hold on to this and put a spring in, one in each hand. It's like did not go well.
So, do you want unassembled couplers, 1015s? Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell Roy that.
Definitely unassembled. I also just got to take them apart. Seems like a
Because you
terrible.
can't use the coupler box on these because the coupler box is part of the car?
Right.
Okay.
Oops. Yeah, we actually got a big pile of coupler springs because they give you so many in the package.
Well, that's because when that's because when
It's
you lose it, you lose it.
Yeah, it's a learning curve at the beginning.
I mean, when
But
I was
once you
doing
get
these,
used
I
to it,
would,
it's
I
like-
would lose so many of these springs.
Yeah. Now I've got like a pile of them. I've got like so many of those little blister pill bottle things full of springs. Probably got at least 100 of them now. Been doing these for a while. And it's so
If you
much.
guys are not too familiar with N-scale, microchains couplers are the best for N-scale cars and locomotives. They are equivalent to the KDs that you guys use on HO.
Except they're plastic. They don't give you the option of metal.
Yeah, they don't give you the option of that. Maybe one of these years they will.
I doubt it. These work very well. I don't have any problems with them breaking, but then again, I don't know. Shoot. Drop the box.
Now, we'll probably do this as another premiere video next Saturday.
Drop the lid. That didn't work.
You want to sand that down before you put it in there?
Oh yeah. Good idea. Just I did the other end. Grab my little
And
sanding,
he's got a sanding block that he's using. Is that a coarse?
sanding sponge, yeah.
A sanding sponge. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty coarse.
cheap
huh?
little ones.
And what he's doing, he removes some of the paint off of there so the coupler is a little bit more free to move around and not bind up as much.
Screw back in there. Put it back in. Come on, baby. Stay there. Fingers don't work as well as they used to.
That's what happens when we get old. And like I said earlier, guys, I cannot get in his face to get the camera where you can actually see what he's doing because his hands are covering it up. But basically, he's just
Gosh.
screwing the coupler box cover back on after the new coupler has been installed.
Yeah. Get the wrong hole again.
And these are microchains number 1015, unassembled, and he assembles them as he goes along.
This one's not cooperating here. Stay. Sticks to my finger. Try it again. There. One more time. Stay.
Remember what I said, there's no oops allowed.
Sounds of exasperation. Okay.
So these are just like when you install new trucks on your rolling stock, that you can loosen it up just a bit to make it a little bit more free when it turns. Well, he's doing the same thing with the couplers to make sure they move freely.
And just find a teeny little hole. There we go. Woohoo! Success.
All right, well,
One down.
and 5 more to go. Well, it's actually a good thing that they actually screw the trucks in there. It's better than the pins, you know.
I think so. Just that I wish everybody would,
Follow suit.
yeah,
Yeah.
stick with the same sizes, holes and stuff, so you don't have to modify everything that you get.
All right, so we have completed one car, and I think that's all we're gonna do as far as the video here. We got
There you
almost
go.
16 minutes.
Junk.
And let's see the junk coupler right there. You guys can see that. That is a scale trains coupler, and it just blows me away that you spend so much money for these dang for these cars.
They got these itty bitty little whiskers on here.
Let's see. Hold it.
And the new ones they added like a loop in
Oops,
and
can't get that close. Hold on.
Yeah.
There you go. Focus. There you go.
they added a little loop on the end, so it seems to improve the movement. And then I think they modified the end of the.
So are you
The
saying
knuckle.
that scale trains has improved on their couplers?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Their new ones are very nice.
All right, well, that was a little over 16 minutes on how to install couplers on this. Dave did a very good job, and like I said, this will probably be part of my premiere video along with a run session at the Sun and Sands Model Railroad Club at McCormick Stillman Park. Anyhow, thanks guys for watching, and we'll be back in a little bit. All right, guys, we are going to continue working on Roy Hardwick's hoppers, and I'm going to show you the difference from a factory scale trains hopper, which is in my hand right now is a scale trains, and a Bachmann hopper. So, first off, what we're going to do is we have a little digital scale. We'll turn it on. And I think you guys are going to be able to see that. And as you can see, it's already zeroed out. First, we'll weigh the scale trains. And so we'll put him on there. And I put him on upside down so I get the weight even. And you guys can see it's 1.10 ounces. And I have this calibrated in ounces. Now, according to NMRA, that is actually an excellent weight for that car, for its length. Now, we'll take the Bachmann car, and we'll put it on there. And as you can see, it's just over a half an ounce. So, we have to add weight to this car. And the way we're going to do that is with, let me move that off of there for now. These guys. BBs. Yes, sir. Daisy BBs. And how we're going to do that, and on the way I do my hoppers is with BBs, and it seems to work out because you have on these hoppers, you have these little, let me get this, first of all, it's real easy to pull these guys apart. Let me back the camera out just a bit. Yeah, okay. All you need to do is pop the bottom off, just like that, and you'll have this weight in here. Now, unfortunately, I don't want to mess with that. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and sneak these ball bearings under the weight that's here and try and fill up these bays with BBs. Now I have done one already, and I will show you the results on that one. Bring the scale back over and make sure you guys can see it. A little Scooby-Dooby it in. And that looks good right there. Stop. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and calibrate it because I see there's already a number 1 there. So hit the calibration button, and there it goes. Now, this is the one that I've done already, and I'll show you how we're going to do that very shortly. So we're going to take the chassis with the weight and the body, and we're going to put it on the scale, and let's see what we got. We get 1.07. Now I think that's really close enough to the scale change to let this one go. So with that being said, I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. So stand by, let me get set up for that, and we will be right back. Alright, now that you've seen that I can get these Bachmann cars up to the same weight as the scale trains, I'm going to show you how I did that. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my BBs, these guys. You can buy these at Walmart or whatever. There's 2,400 in here, and I can't tell you how many hoppers I've done already, and haven't even put a dent in this jar. So anyhow, I'm just going to take this little cup right here. I'm just putting them in here so I don't be chasing them all over the floor later on. Alright, so now, when I was doing the other one, it was fairly easy to get the BBs in here on the end ones, because there's several different ways we can get the BBs in there. I'm not going to take this weight out because it entails me to melt the plastic, because this is heated plastic that's holding the original weight in here. Luckily, I'm able to squeeze the ball bearing between the weight and the chassis of the car. So with that being said, we'll start putting some BBs in here until we get enough to start weighing it and see how close we can get to the weight that we need. These are a 4-inch car, and NMRA standards equals the base car should weigh about half an ounce, which is pretty close to that. And then for every inch you should add 0.15 ounce. So since we have a 4-inch car, we'll be adding at least a half ounce of weight. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start doing this. So I'm just going to grab, and this is a tedious process again, guys. It's one BB at a time, and I'll put it on there just like that, and I'll kind of squeeze it and it goes right in. So we're going to do that until we get pretty much filled up in that one area, and then we'll just move on to the other bays. And that's what's good about the hoppers, because they have the chutes down on the bottom that actually gives you that little place to put these BBs in there, and doesn't raise the center of gravity. It keeps the center of gravity pretty low, which is what you want. You don't want something that's top heavy. So we'll just keep doing this until we have enough, and I'll show you this first one, and I'll do the rest of them off camera. Then once I get enough BBs in there, I'll show you how we're going to secure them. Right, that one's pretty full. Alright, so that one right there is pretty full. So now we're going to move on to the next one. Like I said, I'll do that off of camera, and then I'll come back and show you how we're going to secure it, all of them in there. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Alright guys, as you can see, I just did the second one and loaded up with BBs, and you can see the weight on there now is exactly 1 ounce. Now, the way we're going to secure that is we're going to use some of this 50/50 Elmer's glue, and we're just going to cover the ball bearings with the glue, and the glue will add just a little bit more weight. And so as soon as we get done with this one, it should be right in the ballpark as per the scale change that we had already weighed out. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and do this, and as you can see, the first one that I've done, it does have the Elmer's glue in there. You can see they're all swimming in there, and it'll take a day or two for that glue to dry up. So I would not put the cover on until they are dried up. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and complete all 6 of these cars, and we'll see how that turns out. So for now, we'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. Bye. Alright guys, I'm just going to show you how I put the glue in there real quick. All I'm going to do is just go to each one of these deals and just go ahead and just put glue in there. Just let it dribble in. It'll surround all the the BBs. They look like ball bearings anyhow. And just do that, and it'll fill up the cavity, and it will hold the BBs in place. Now the reason why I'm using 50-50 is because if I ever want to take those BBs out of there, all I need to do is wet that glue down and it'll become solvent again, and you'll be able to pick out all the ball bearings. But I don't know why you'd want to do that. But anyhow, like I said, I will not cover this up until that glue is 100% dry. So, okay, with that being said, that's 2 down and 4 more to go, and we're going to continue on. Alright guys, as you can see, there's 5 of the 6 of these chassis done with the ball bearings. Each one of them weighs 1.01 ounce, which I am very happy with. So with that being said, I will not put the bodies back on until that glue is 100% dry. So it will dry. If I put the body on, it might not dry. And I did not raise the center of gravity here. What I did, approximately 8 ball bearings in each one of these wells seem to be the magic number for this. Anyhow, as I promised earlier in this video, I am going to show you some run sessions on the Sand and Sun Model Railroad Club at McCormick Park. I think that's what it is, Sand and Sun, or Sun and Sand Model Railroad Club in McCormick Stillman Park. Anyhow, there's 2 end scale layouts there. I ran my coal train on both of them, and it was really a fun thing to do, to run a long train. Anyhow, stay tuned for that. We'll be back shortly. I hope it remembers the number. You can't do it if you're not plugged in.
Sure. It's a short one. Could be radio.
No, I'm telling you, plug it in.
I'm looking for a spot.
Hey Dave, come on down here and break something.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm about to say. I think the only thing good about that scale is more things in your pocket than you need.
Slow it down a bit. Dave, first car is off again.
I think you just fixed me how fast it stops. Yeah, there's up the leftovers.
Hey John? Dilly, is that yours running on there? only see one.
The other two are behind it.
By themselves?
Yeah, one's right here.
That's the one I saw.
Oh, okay. Another one coming in.
Get some nice scenery shots here going under the bridge.
That's good. Nice long train. Nice to see stretched out.
I got a regular wreck here, guys.
Jeffrey, which train are you on, in or out?
Yeah, I got a regular
Came here, home here in August.
Right.
Instead of September.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring my camera. Good thing I had my phone, eh?
Okay.
What happened?
No place where they do that.
Huh.
You can't even. That's like one of the early industries on this whole layout.
Oh, really?
Just ask them and go in there and they can find the white one and just redo it. If it's not too melted the board or anything like that, they replace it.
That's why they start.
Think I'm Dan for safe here? Huh?
Yeah, they have a Bronx. I switched mine over to powder couplers.
Somewhere.
These ones are.
Because I have two for my friend and then I got two of them.
No, it's not.
Talking about battery, I still got
24% charge.
It's actually pretty impressive.
Back of them. See that? You went around all the way? Damn. Uh-huh. You guys supposed to do that in reverse as well? Oh, I should do that right now. Foreman said that you run it, so how far in forward you put the thing all backwards? Yeah. And I'll go over the yard and I'll start the other way.
Man, this is kick.
You can't have a bad day when you drop that.
Pretty far in front.
Yeah.
All the dirt.
Right. It is, but
It's a money in this place.
that one doesn't like being pushed.
Oh.
Joel has it. Sometimes it works. It's moody.
It
It's noisy over here. That's really strange.
Hey, I'm going 30 miles an hour. I think that's plenty fast. Sorry, I'm used to running the coast daylight. 65 miles an hour.
You're 1/3 the way. Keep going. I'll time you how fast it is until you get back here.
Not the CSX one.
No, I think we're just going to go around one time.
You've already been around 4.
Not on this layout.
I know they're sexy, but I'll put them in a potato and let them
Freaking phone on the floor.
You two seem to know one another pretty well. Yeah, we do. Old friends? More or less. We were both raised in the same town of Missouri.
Past that bridge there, you see that?
Yeah. You don't see many of them on the road anymore. But we do see quite a few, still fairly good amount, I guess, in California.
Everything but green.
My thing is trying to go over, one go under the branch line.
No, the clean train's off, so you're good. You're clear.
So you should be clean-ish.
As soon as we get back to the starting point, we'll take it off. So I'm good. I had fun. I'm getting more into the photography end of it than actually running trains. So far since we started this, with one stop, it's like 7 minutes so far. These potatoes aren't so good.
But the couplers suck.
Those are brand new couplers on there.
I know that, but the Cato couplers
Yeah,
suck.
yeah, I know that. But those couplers have not been changed yet. Strange, huh? Oh shit!
Yeah, some of them think they actually won't go to the
Oops.
Oops.
Oops. Oopsie.
This.
Still looks good either way.
Huh?
Still looks good either way.
Yeah.
I'm not into all this fancy stuff on these locomotives.
Try doing antennas too.
You got a lot of noise, mister.
Because they're all fancy.
When we get to we're past the crossover, we'll stop it there. You don't need to plug it in, buddy. What?
When that comes up,
Well, I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this video. And as always, your questions, comments, input, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. BNSF 6951 and Cousin Vinny out for now.